friends, today we'll be seeing about Spaceflight Simulator. This game is available on playstore, and you can get the game, install the game and run the game. So it's a simulator. Basically, it simulates the world. It simulates the construction of rockets with its platform, and you can simulate rocket liftoffs and flights and everything. So let us start. We'll start with by pressing. We'll start with building of rockets. Okay. So firstly, let me tell you, on the left hand side we have various parts of rockets, and on right hand side it is the nature of platform which we want to change or not. This is zoom in, this is zoom out. Okay, this is to rotate the parts which are on the left side. Okay, this is to turn the parts on the left hand side. Okay, so firstly we have command module that is placed on top of the rocket generally, and here the rockets are controlled from. So this is the parachute which goes above the command module. This is a fuel tank which is 4.5 ton of fuel inside capacity. Means we can store 4.5 tons of fuel inside this part. We have 9-ton fuel capacity part, and we have 18 tons of fuel tank capacity, and we have engines which gives a thrust of 115 tons. Okay, we have one more engine which gives 40 tons of thrust. We have separator. I'll tell you what the separator does. We have another separator, and this is landing leg which is used to land the module onto. This is actually like a stand or leg, as the name suggests. It's like a stand which helps the module to stand on surface of moon or planets. Okay, we are landing. This is aerodynamic nose cone which is used to generally placed above side boosters. Okay, we have rover wheel, we have docking ports, we have RCS thrusters. I'll tell you what RCS thruster does. So let's start. So firstly I have a command module and parachute. Okay, and a small tank, and a separator placed between the command module and tank. I'll tell you what it does in simulation. And I have the engine placed. Now we are ready to go. We are ready to go for basic launch. You can press the button on the top right corner of your screen. There's a triangle. You can press that and it will take you to a simulated world. So we have the on left corner, below the screen you have below bottom of the screen, left bottom of your screen you have the fuel percentage, and on right bottom of your screen you have the thrust percentage. Okay, and this is to switch on or switch off the engine. So once I press the engine on the screen, black engine on the screen, and switch press the on button on the right hand side of your screen, there is a on off button. Once I press it on and press the engine, the rocket lifts off like this. Now just I switched off the engine and I pressed the separator. So this separator separates if you press the top of command module, the parachute is deployed. But here we will not have a deployment because we have crossed 2000 meters. Once we reach a little bit into the lower part of the atmosphere, we will be able to deploy parachute. Now is the time, I think. You can deploy the parachute, and parachute is deployed. Okay, so parachute is deployed and it will land safely with parachute being deployed. Okay, so now I'll show you command module launch without a parachute. Okay, and let's see what happens. So the simulator says your rocket has no parachute, so you need to attach the parachute to top of your command module. But if your command module does not have a parachute, then it will not launch, but we can launch it anyway. And so let's see, because it's a simulated version, so let's see if we can launch it. Yes, we launched it. Now slowly I'll switch off the engine and just try to separate the command module with the engine. Now this, let's see if it lands safely on ground. It's right now 4000 meters above sea level, and let's see how much time it will take. So generally in the command module, astronauts take seats and sit, and they go to outer space, and the command module separates from the rocket or boosters in various stages, stage by stage, that is shown in later set of the video. So now, as you can see, the velocity is decreasing as well as the altitude is decreasing. Right now the command module is at 1000 meters above sea level, and it is traveling at losing height at speed of 50 meters per second. So 500 meters now, 300 meters, 200 meters, 100 meters, and that's it. It was destroyed. So this is how the landing will take place. It will land on the surface of the Earth itself. This was a test run, remember. You can make a lot of rockets like this and take it to moon or other planets moon, etc. I made a rocket for you guys to show how the lunar lander will look like. Okay, in a simulated version. Okay, so this is the rocket which I built. These are the separators. On the screen you can see this separator being attached just over two boosters, and these are the various engines I have attached, and separators also. As you can see, separators are so on each stage there is a separator. Now in real world also, the rocket travels to space in various stages. So first stage, and then it gets separated, then second stage, then it runs for some time, and then it gets separated. So that's how it runs. So let's simulate our rocket. Okay, so this is the simulated world, and we are currently on Earth. Now if you map the situation, this is Earth, and around it is Moon. This is Moon's orbit. The circle means the circle, outer circle, which is the inner circle is Earth, and the outer circle is the orbit on which Moon revolves. Okay, so if we want to reach the Moon, we just have to lift off and reach it with various boosters. So let us lift off now. Okay. So now the boosters are out of fuel, so the the burner will stop, and to separate the boosters, we have to press the separator. So this goes the first booster, there goes the first booster, this second booster is also gone, and the third booster is here, so that's also gone. So we can now uh, start the next phase of the liftoff, that is by pressing the engines. Now on the right corner of your screen, top right corner of your screen, you can see the altitude, that is the height, that is we are at 31 kilometers above sea level, and the velocity of the rocket. Okay, now this is the height, and we have reached the space. Now we have to travel to Moon, that is revolving around it in an orbit, that is, so we'll set the target as Moon, and we'll just start the thrusters. Okay, we'll start the thrusters, and we'll go further into lunar's orbit, and we'll land on Moon. So these are the engines which we need to fire off. Finally we'll uh, uh, escape the Earth orbit and reach the lunar orbit. As you can see on the screen, there is an encounter which is written. Uh, there is an encounter point which is being defined here. So we need to move towards that, and after that we'll be in the lunar orbit, uh, where there is where the we'll come in to influence of moon's gravity and land on moon. Now, as you can see, uh, there are RCS, which is there are various thrusters which is placed on top of the module. So these are three thrusters. If you press left side, the module will tilt towards left, and if you press the right button, module will tilt towards right, up and down. Small thrust will be given, and you just have to separate the booster, and there is the leg of the lunar module. So with these legs you can land on moon, and that's it. You can go on various missions, various planets, various moons of various planets. You can go and land, play the simulator game, and experience lunar landing and everything in a simulated version in the space age, modern space age. Thank you.